Hey y'all, it's your girl NeenaRose coming at you for your daily come up for May 24th, 2021. Hope all is well with you all. Just want to say happy birthday, Geminis. I know y'all out there turned up, probably been turned up at this point, the beginning of y'all season. And we're in the May series, which is Believe It Before You See It. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get started here. I feel like a lot of you may be waiting for some things to transpire, maybe get into the groove, maybe waiting on some things to come in. I feel like a lot of you have made some changes since 2020. That energy's a little stiff here. It looks like maybe a lot of you have made some changes. Maybe this was a long time coming for a lot of you. Some of you may have went against the grain. Um, a lot of you probably didn't see some of this stuff coming. You probably felt the energy and just had to move away from some things before it actually ended. Some of you may be dealing with the light and the transition of some things that may have taken place. Um, I'm going to see here. I'm just going to get some cards out and we're going to get some clarifiers out the tarot deck. Just going to get some shuffling energy in here. A lot of you may be dealing with like people in your energy that came in as if they were friends, and they were actually enemies. Family members who were disguised as loving you and things of that nature, and they were your enemies. They didn't really come in for the full benefit of love and had little regard for who you were and what you stand for. Um, a lot of you, as you elevated in life, as far as learning your lessons and things of that nature, I feel like some things had come in. Communication may have come in from family members to distort the truth. Um, a lot of you were dealing with the light, 19 breaking down to a 10. Um, a lot of you were dealing with light energy, light information that actually took you to the next level. Some of you, now I kept these in the upright. This turned all the way upside down and went up there. So that's the throat chakra in reverse. Looks like 5. I feel like some things have come to the light, and I feel like this is like the overall energy here for a lot of you. Um, the bottom of the deck is material harvest, the 9. Those of you that's been struggling with poverty, been struggling to actually see your way out of some situations, I feel like some things have manifested now. The light has come in, and then you're realizing that, where a lot of these things manifested from. And I feel like you realize they manifested from family um, and divination, like things that were going on behind the scenes, spiritual realm. Some things did not pan out well, is what I'm getting, as far as overall energy of what people were saying and doing. But I feel like it was the communication that was coming in. A lot of you were dealing with people that telling you one thing, but it was really another. I feel like there was an overhaul in a lot of you all's thinking um, with regard to truth and value. The value of who you are and what you bring to the table. I feel like that had a lot to do with the truth and where you're moving and what came out in the forefront here. There are a lot of you dealing with people who are just outright distractions, people who have poor intentions for you. And a lot of you know it, but I feel like a lot of you are at this point, there's a different level of understanding. Like, now I realize why I don't have or why I've been lacking, um, is what I feel. A lot of you have come into agreement with the truth. The bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands. Some of you are standing in your power. You're using that firepower to move forward in some situations that just aren't becoming, that didn't bring out the best in you, is what I'm getting here or they didn't really pan out the way that you thought they would have, is what I'm getting here. So we're going to go over this card that turned upside down, that's in the reverse right now. Which is the throat chakra, like I said, 5 in the reverse here. I feel like a lot of you you probably weren't speaking up. And then see, everybody don't fight the same. Some of you probably just kind of like hid back in the shadows and allow things to manifest and come about, so you can be like, okay, I see them. That they not really for me. A lot of you held conversations, like the Eight of Wands was at the bottom of the tarot deck before you started snapping out. I feel like a lot of you held conversations with people to see where they really were at. How people trying to make it seem as if they for you. Some of you found out about some of these same family members, friends close enough to be family members, were sleeping with your mate. I'm not talking about an ex. Like some of you may be harboring resentment with somebody because they slept with somebody after you all broke up, or something went on here and there. I'm not talking about that, because that's pettiness. If you can't let people go, then I feel like this must be in the energy too. A lot of you may be harboring resentment for people who may have done something with somebody that you were no longer with. People have to meet their karma at their level. And some people don't get karma for that, because that may have been a divine connection itself. Throat chakra in reverse is being clarified by the Ace of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Swords. There's a leveling up here of realizing that some of these offers are toxic. You know how some of you may be resonating with this, because I believe there may have been a passionate desire here, but a person may have been toxic. They may have taken a different route in life. And I feel like, and then some of you may have spoke up against someone that basically just don't believe the way you believe. And it is not about their belief system. It's about the whole fact of where you're really going in a situation. Some of you are fighting for your life now, as opposed to before. You may not have been fighting. You may have decided not to fight and not to do the things you need to do to keep moving forward. You have here solitude, 9, and then you have trapped in fear, 8. Some of you may be contemplating when to say something, but let's see what's up with this hidden energy, because I feel like some of you want to manifest some things, and you haven't, because of fear of what's really going on. But there's going to be some exposure here. I feel like some of you are trapped in some things, and there's going to be some exposure as to how far things need to go. I feel like that some of you are coming with us, coming off of Taurus season into Gemini season. Some people are taking a lighthearted approach into life and living, because of what Gemini takes you into a more lighthearted approach, a more airy approach. Taurus is a more serious, they're more grounded, but at the same time, they're easier to reap in the reward. So I feel like some of you may have went into contemplation at this time. You have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and some of you may have fell into this mode because of some of you may have been on the outside looking in on a situation and realize it wasn't really what you were looking at. You have here the Four of Cups, and I say that to explain what I'm saying is, like, a lot of you may have been forced to be outside of a connection or a group, and then while being outside, it's easier to observe that these people really weren't who they said they were. A lot of them are scavenging, trying to keep up an image. They are looking for the next big thing without looking like they're looking for it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are trying to be important or trying to feel some type of way about a situation that does not have anything for them. And they may be losing things. You have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. And then you also have here the Chariot in reverse here. We're going to clarify the Chariot, but I feel like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of you kind of pulled back, but I also feel like a lot of you may have been outcast. You may have taken back out of a situation and wasn't expecting it, but I feel like some things came out here. You have here the Queen of Wands that come out with the Chariot, and then you have here the Nine of Wands in reverse. You have the World card and the Ace of Swords in reverse. So like I said, I feel like something ended. You was like outcast or you was left out. But I feel like you took advantage of not being a part of a group that you was normally used to being in. But I feel like there were people that wanted to make the worst out of your situation. Some of you have some a different type of movement coming about. Okay, so there's a Knight of Pentacles here in at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so, and like I say, and I appreciate you all for watching. If you feel like you need to turn off at this time, this is not resonating for you, that's fine. But that's just the energy that I'm getting with you all. If you need to turn off, that's fine. But for those of you that are coming out of this displacement of, it's like the universe allowed you to get kicked out of something, allowed you to get fired, allowed you to get displaced, only for you to find out that there was a lot of deceptive energy. So you know how they say sometimes you have to be on the outside looking in. You really can't see what's going on if you're on the inside. Some of you got kicked out and you're on the outside looking in, and you realize the displacement of energy, or things never were what they seemed. There was somebody in the energy, and it's more than one person. I'm saying somebody, but the strength here is clarifying the world. Let's get another one to clarify strength. You have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here, clarifying strength. See, the thing is, somebody put in more than one spell against you, more than one obstacle, and the universe allowed it because what? I need them to grow. I need such and such to grow. I need them to come on with it because they got so much in them, they can't hold them down. So I feel like a lot of you were stuck stagnant in a situation that was designed to keep you there and not grow. Some of you have been taking care of elderly relatives and you never moved, but I feel like all that was designed to keep you from moving, to keep you from growing. I'm hearing there was a conversation that was had in your younger years where you were making more money than somebody who had been working all their life. And this person went up against your finances. This person went up against your finances. What's at the bottom? Four of Wands in the reverse here. I feel like something put you in solitude and fear, but I feel like these were curses and spells that put you in a fear of moving forward. And a lot of you are coming out of this now. I feel like they tried to target your movement of where you're going, and then it didn't work. It worked for a while, but now it's like it's time to come up out of that energy, out of that targeted energy of the negativity and not working. And these are poverty spells that's been broken. Um, I feel like a lot of you have come into the old knowledge of self. Like basically, you had a conversation with somebody in the family and y'all just was talking, and this is somebody you trusted. But I feel like this person came up against you when they found out that you were actually excelling financially. They've been working all their life to make 15 an hour. And then you tell them you're making 18 an hour. And they're like, God, dog, I don't even make that. But I feel like in their lower vibrational state, they didn't realize, they didn't count in, they didn't take into account that you live in two different areas. You know what I'm saying? Um, of course, they would have been making more if they lived somewhere else. You know, if they lived in a bigger city. I feel like this was somebody that just kind of just didn't understand, and they kind of just attacked. A lot of you are realizing that a lot of your family members attacked you for being outgoing. It's not always just about looks. It's not always just about um, who you're with. A lot of times it's about the prosperity that's in your lineage. Like if you come from a lineage that has money, then you got those two and three people that just always broke. You know what I'm saying? People within the family put curses on them because they don't want them to make it. They don't want them to outshine them, is what they're thinking. But at the same time, this person can't never get it together. And I feel like that's you. You're starting to get it together and you're realizing these same people just never had it for you. Heartache and loss, 3, and 1, awareness. You are aware of the heartache and loss that the losses that you've been taking. And I believe you are aware of why. There are just some people that that are struggling and going through, and your prosperity, your abundance has been taken in the spirit realm. These things have to be opened back up. The blockages have been put there to where you can't see yourself out of a wet paper bag. You can't see yourself out of these things. But I feel like things are opening back up. You have the sun here, and then you have the magician in the reverse. I feel like it's been illuminated why you weren't able to manifest. Let's get some clarifiers here for the magician. At the bottom of the deck, the magician and the sun. Let's at the bottom of the deck is the 3 of Cups in reverse. So it's like a family dynamic that may have been struggling for the last few years. I feel like they're coming out of a situation because the 2 of Cups is here clarifying the magician with judgment in the reverse. And then you have the sun being clarified by the 6 of Swords in reverse. And then you have the Lovers in reverse. So I feel like it got illuminated and somebody just got mad that, you are financially successful and you're gaining momentum. And then I feel like everything came down. But I feel like this is a hard pill to swallow when you realize one of the people that you thought were on your team, that you went years with thinking that this person, they had to do this or they was just this way because this, and this person was honestly against you themselves, didn't want you to make it. Let me get a clarifier out for judgment in reverse, the 5 of Cups. A lot of people are upset about their karma. Let me tell you something else. A lot of you are dealing with people in the present energy. Because see, until you break this curse, these hexes, these spells, you get these people who delve in this energy and they steady attack you. It's like they come on board. They just come on board with the negative energy. If they can be used by a negative influence to come in and do something, they will, right? Even some of the people that you help, some of the people that you've helped get their life back on track, and then they attack you. A lot of you are very well versed in this energy of what I'm talking about, because like even I grew up in a traditional setting of church, but I noticed that a lot of people get healed and or whatever they get from the leaders, excuse me, in the congregation, because I've been in so many, so I don't want to just point out any congregation in particular, but I noticed it happened in all of them. You get people that get healed or they get what they need and then they turn. But that's in every area you go in. So it's not just that. I'm just relating it to that. And they don't want me to say that evidently because it's like my throat wanted to just kind of close up. But I just want you all to understand how people will turn on you in a situation that you was just given what you had to give. You know, you just was living your life, and people will turn on you because what, you found a way out. Some of you may have spoke up for a job that you had gotten that you didn't really know you was going to get. You just maybe had spoke up. That may be why the throat chakras in reverse. You may have spoke up for something, and then it propelled you into better paying. You may have said that, you know, this is not right, y'all discriminating, this racism, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden it propelled you into a higher paying job. And then it's like you may have been telling somebody, you know, it wasn't easy getting this job. That I had to come across barriers, and by the time I spoke up, they propelled me. But then somebody may have put in spell work to stifle your voice. So some of you may not have even been talking, may not have even been just speaking up for yourself. You know, people put in spells and rituals for people to walk all over you, to do whatever, and then you just kind of, and then you sit back and you mad later, or you just kind of like aloof. That's because that's a spell on you not to take up for yourself, for the fire to be gone. You know, it's like, you know, medicating these hyper children, and then what, it's all over with. You medicate them, and then you didn't knock the fire out of them. It's just gone. And I feel like this was someone, just they attacked your manifestation, um, and have you, a lot of you are looking back on, you know, when your life really stopped. Now that the veil is gone, the haze is cleared, the fog is cleared, you realize that somebody did not want you to have this, but judgment has been called. You have the lovers in reverse here, clarifying the sun, the lovers in reverse, and the six of swords in reverse being clarified by the three of pentacles in reverse. See, this was a love relationship that was filled with gossip and slander with the three of pentacles in reverse. Some people didn't get to have you the way they wanted you with the four of wands in reverse here. Some people didn't get to have you the way they wanted you. That's just like, okay, let's say like you deal with somebody, right? Um, in an intimate relationship, and it could be a family member, but I feel like this is someone that love was involved here. But I feel like you didn't let them have their way, so they began to attack. They began to, and then attack you spiritually. You know, they didn't attack you outright, because I don't think they didn't really, they couldn't beat you. You know, physically they probably couldn't handle you. Even if they could handle you physically, if they felt like they was getting away, because no one in the physical saw it. See, a lot of these spiritual battles that have been taking place um, over time, these last few years, a lot of people are getting exposed from them now. The Queen of Swords is at the bottom of the deck now. A lot of people are getting exposed about these things because of what? Now their cup runneth over and karma is coming out. A lot of people have been getting their karma since the beginning of the year, and we still have June and July, because it won't really cease until July. You know, as far as kind of like, you know, go down a little bit as far as the extremity, because most of it's going to be taken care of. And then you just have the remnants of the people who are still doing things. The ramifications still have to come in for those that are still praying against people, still trying to put in spells, even though they're going through, even though a lot of these situations are not even proven to be beneficial for them, and they're still trying to do things. You have disruption here, 7, 16 breaking down to 7, and then you have stand your ground, a 7. So I feel like a lot of you are standing your ground in the spirit realm. You're starting to speak up. I feel like there are some bondages that have been broken off, and a lot of you are doing things differently. I feel like there are some things that people don't see about you that's about to transpire and take place. Um, and moving forward, people, they won't be able to take this from you. They won't be able to say, well, if it wasn't for me, or if I hadn't did this, or if they wouldn't have came and got this, you know, I feel like people aren't going to be able to say anything. And I feel like your perception has changed on your outlook as far as where it's coming from. That's what I'm feeling like. Okay, so you have 2 here turned down, or is this 3? Okay, so this is 3 turned down here. This hidden energy. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the 8 of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like what was honestly given to you, somebody put their finger in. Somebody kind of stirred the pot on some things that that didn't have anything to do with them. And basically, it was just a communication level. That's just like, you know, somebody may have found out you work somewhere, then all of a sudden they all calling up there. Or all of a sudden people coming to your job. The whole gang stalking thing, I feel like there was interference with your blessings. But I feel like a lot of you are coming into terms. I feel like this is past energy. People had interfered, and it's like now you've broken out of some bondages and things of that nature. Especially those of you that had relatives to pass, to die, that had curses on you, because you do have the spell keeper. You know, everything doesn't just come out of bondage, even off of karma. There are some deaths that have to take place because there are some people holding these spells hostage to and make them and keep them alive until their death. You know, and then that's why a lot of people, some people know when they're gonna die. If you're living in a different I'm hearing the word righteous. If you're living like a righteous lifestyle and a pure lifestyle, I'm gonna put it like that, because some people say they're righteous and they're really not. But like a pure lifestyle uh, will you'll know that what's about to happen, but you may not be able to tell anybody because they probably not, whether they believe you or not, they can't relate, you know. Because you get information, those of you that are sending, you know that you get information based off the level of understanding and where you're at, right? So I feel like there's an energy here where a lot of you are getting the downloads about the people that have passed on and who was holding these spells on you, and how these spells have broken off. All this has not broken off just behind karma, you know. Um, there are a lot of people getting karma right now, and then that's actually has a lot to do with some of this, but a lot of it has to do with people that have passed on that held the spells and they're broken. So some of you all are dealing with both at the same time because these people were working together. You know, somebody gave the illusion of I care about you, I got you, trying to seem like it's not them, but the whole time they was putting these knives in your back. You know, some of you, this could have been a parent, this could have been siblings, step siblings. This could be people coming in and they're not even for your parent. Your parent claims them, your parent sleeping with them. Um, and at the same time to keep you in the dark, or they're jealous of the fact that, you know, hey, that person seems to love you more, or whatever, you know, whatever their motivation is. I feel like a lot of you are coming from up under this veil that was put over you in the spirit realm through spells and curses and rituals, where somebody actually put in a word against you, you know, or they come in and they try to communicate with you. So let's say like some people may be looking to communicate with you to put this stuff back on you. And a lot of you are free of these burdens. You're free of the deceptive energy. Things have been unlocked here. Because there's 2 pentacles on this. There's 2 pentacles, the 4 of Pentacles, and then the Ace of Pentacles. They're in reverse, but then you have the 8 of Wands in the middle. There's communication. There's been communication, spells, and deception put in against your finances, against you making it, against your way of living, against what it is that you have from your birthright. And a lot of you are coming from up under this stuff. Now, if you're still dealing with these people that you know mean you know good, you steady trying to tell them this and that. I feel like you are, I feel like you are going into a level of, you're coming out like you're ascending, but this is going to be for good this time. You're not going back in to this deceptive energy of what it's been. So let's see here. You have 19 light breaking down to a 10, which is a 1. And then you have suffering in silence, a 9, which would be 10 again if you add them together. I feel like a lot of you, this is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of you, because now your past thoughts of what you thought you were looking at have changed. The credibility, the love, the things that was shown to you was all false. A lot of you were dealing with people who hated you, and they had their whole perception of you was hatred, and they never was man enough or woman enough to actually show you that they hated you. They just kind of always smiled in your face and act like it was all good. Clarifying this here, you have the King of Cups, the Empress, and the High Priestess. A lot of you had love to give regardless of what people had to say. The bottom of the deck before I snap out is the Queen of Swords. It's like basically a lot of you are standing your ground now. You are voicing your opinion. You're doing what it takes to move forward. I feel like this energy of where you're going and what you're going to do is going to be the life of you, is what I'm hearing. I feel like when they see this, they won't be able to say, oh, you got that from that inheritance. Some of you are not, some of you are going to bypass your inheritance, because you know it comes with spells and booby traps and all this kind of stuff, because the people who put it together were the whole one, the ones behind your demise, the ones behind your poverty. I feel like a lot of you are realizing that now, you know, about the false celebrations with the 3 of Cups here. And then the Death card is here about the change and transition, clarifying the Empress. And then the High Priestess, you have here the King of Pentacles here. And then you have the 6 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, and the 5 of Swords in the reverse. A lot of you are already realized that you don't have to fight these battles anymore. Is there something up under here? No. You don't have to fight these battles anymore. Some people are going back to the original spells that they worked on you in the beginning. And they don't have a right. You have the Tower in reverse, clarifying the death. You have the 7 of Wands and the 7 of Wands, and then you have the 7 of Swords in reverse, clarifying the Tower. So I feel like there's an energy here in motion. Let's see what's at the bottom is Justice in reverse. Some people are going to feel like this isn't fair, because you know how people invest in crime. Now everything's coming back on them. Some people try to project death off on you and your kids, and it didn't work. They projected it off on somebody else, but their children are still up for grabs. A lot of people, you're going to see some deaths come about here. And a lot of people are going to get their karma for this type of energy in August, is what I'm hearing. Like while y'all are trying to celebrate birthdays or something like that, like something's going on, there's going to be a death in the midst, is what I'm hearing. There's going to be a death in the midst. And then some people just may be celebrating a death in the midst of a birthday. But there's a change and transition here or there's a falsehood in the in people being happy for you. So definitely understand when you go out to celebrate, you may do better celebrate with people that don't know anything about you. Some of you may need to go and have a party or go to a party that's already going on and just celebrate. Just have a good time, because a lot of you don't really have friends. You don't really have family. You don't really have anyone to connect with, is what I feel like. I feel like you are the empress. You are the high priestess. I feel like there's an energy here where there's no, you're not fighting for this you're not fighting against the info that's coming in. A lot of you are realizing that you're going towards your stability, your true pinnacle stability. That is not coming from, I don't have the 10 of Pentacles here as of yet. I still have one more set to go over. But you're not fighting against the stability here anymore. You're realizing the victory comes within the means of what you created. It wasn't a lot of okay, so like you're taught to, well, I'm gonna go get my stuff and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go get my inheritance. They're not gonna stop me, this and that. But really, the inheritance is a snare itself. Because if they really wanted you to have something, you wouldn't have never been outcast. You would have never been brought to poverty, shame. These people put in this work, and I'm not saying that, you shouldn't go get it. All I'm saying is, from what it looks like, when you honestly put depth to dealing with them, is when your whole thing opened up. And the whole time, people wanted you to not deal, but was drawing you in to deal so that they could just keep hurting you. So you would crash out on them like something was wrong with you, when really, whatever type of exposure that's going to come is going to come. I feel like there are a lot of people here, like I say, the tower's in reverse, but it's being clarified by 2 7s, the 7 of Swords in reverse. You no longer want what it is. I don't care about whatever it is that y'all had. I mean, you never treated me right. And so now I realize you don't have anything good for me anyway. So what I want that for? And then you have the 7 of Wands here. Some of you may have had dreams of getting things, but I feel like they had even played in your dreams, trying to make it like you got to fight for some type of honor that it was never even, it never came about that you had it. It was always disloyalty with them. And a lot of you may have been given love with the King of Cups here. A lot of you may have been steady just dishing out love, and it was like unrequited. I don't feel like it. Like, okay, you may have been helping an elderly relative and they just never received you because they was with the majority. The majority mad at you. And this sounds like this is going to resonate with the black sheep, the ones that basically are outcast, but you don't even realize you're outcast because of the things that you have inside of you, what you should be doing, and things of that nature, where you're going in this lifetime. Um, but I feel like there's a level of codependency here too as well. And this is what they pray for you, to be codependent on them, but and you never make it on your own. And a lot of you are coming from up under this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you are walking off and doing what it takes. You have 14 breaking down to a 5, patience. And then you have heart chakra 4. I just feel like it's the foundational principles here that's being attacked by the universe, that they're attacking this so that you would change and move forward. You know what I'm saying? And not give in to the whims of the enemy on where to go, what to do, and how to get there. You have here the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands, and the Emperor in reverse. So somebody, I feel like this Emperor here was very versed in the occult. I feel like they They knew how to recruit people. And I feel like the people that were up under this emperor, male or female, they recruited people to be against you. And then it was like, they didn't really teach people their powers. It was just kind of like, well, you know how to do this? Okay, well, you do this against them. Like, basically, everybody kind of was doing the same thing. So, and they knew that the spell work would work. So, like, remember I said the Ten of Pentacles wasn't out here yet. It's out here now, though. It was out here under this set. And I feel like a lot of you, your legacy of what they thought you wanted. Because, see, a lot of you did want it. But then you realize, I don't want nothing that they have. They've always, they don't, they've been with the witchcraft and trying to do things against me. I don't want nothing that they have. So let's get something out for the Emperor here in reverse. Give me something for the Emperor in reverse. Okay, the Eight of Pentacles. So this person allowed you to go through things, put in work in areas that really wasn't profitable for you. Give me something else for the Emperor in reverse. And remember I was saying, like, I feel like it was a lot of you going through like somebody is older, because the Emperor is more mature, right? They're mature. I feel like they realized that you made more money than them at a young age. So you was going to do them in the Pinnacle game, right? And then look, the Ace of Cups is in reverse. And what I saw here, this is clarifying the Emperor in reverse. At the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so what I was about to say when I saw the Ace of Cups in reverse is that there are a lot of people here that was constantly trying to give love, and this person didn't have any more love for them out of jealousy. And then you be thinking, okay, well, I thought, but this person tried to show love, they tried to show this and that, when they came to you, but really just out of jealousy, they couldn't really do it. They couldn't show you the proper love. You may have worked hard trying to show this person you love them and you wanted to be around them, and this person showed they butt every time. And I feel like the spells, the curses, the things of that nature, now is open. But I don't feel like the inheritance that they left for you is anything. I don't think it's worth anything. But whatever's there, I feel like is snares and traps. It's just like you go somewhere and somebody, I feel like some people are trying to give you, some of you might be in two minds about pursuing it, and some of you may honestly get into it with them about pursuing it, and it may not even be anything. They don't want anything to do with you or anything of that nature. But I feel like at this point there are a lot of people that are struggling with the concept of the way things really went, and how people truly pretended to love you and they really didn't. How they truly pretended that they wanted more for you and they didn't. Creator, I come to you and I thank you for the collective. I thank you for them honestly accepting the changes that have come about, that they move forward, that they don't stop completely what they're doing to focus on this. I speak that they understand that this knowledge needed to come out so that they can move forward. They can heal the heart chakra, the pain that came about in this connection. That they can have patience with themselves and know that, hey, I deserve better. And I'm going to give myself better. I'm not going to wait for them to give it to me. I speak that things continue to roll out, continue to move forward, regardless of what people have to say and what they do. I thank you, Creator, for not allowing things to blow up and implode on the things that are really going on around them. Selah. Y'all, if y'all need somebody to talk to, or if you need, everything's in the description box below, but just understand that, some things are set aside to make you fall. And a lot of you have been falling for it for look like all your life. And now that you've woke up and see that, these were just booby traps laid for me not to make it. A lot of you haven't had a good life since you told someone how much you made. Everything just went downhill. Y'all have a good one. This your girl NeenaRose. I see you tomorrow. Happy birthday, Gemini.